Bruce Wayne.
Sorry.
Hey guys, you're watching Batman Reviews. Last week, we reviewed the best kinds of toasters to drop on your friends' heads from the roof. This week, we're excited to be actually doing a Batman thing. We're reviewing The Batman! The movie! The new one! The Batman may be the moodiest, gloomiest, and grittiest Batman to date. I tell ya, if these Batman movies keep getting any grittier, the next one's just gonna be a bag of kitty litter. I deserve that.
You got a lot of cats.
I have a thing about strays. The bat and the cat.
Now you know as well as I do that the best part of any Batman story is its villains. Paul Dano's Riddler is great because he starts out as the Zodiac Killer in Act 1 and then eventually becomes the Unabomber if he had a Twitter.
It can be cruel, poetic, or blind.
I loved Colin Farrell's portrayal of the dapper gangster Penguin. I saw someone complain, on the internet, of course, that he didn't have a British accent. Why would he have a British accent? He's from fucking Jersey! Of course, a lot of the buzz is about how hot Zoe Kravitz's Catwoman is. Have you seen Zoe Kravitz? She's so hot. Oh my god, Catwoman's so hot. Yeah, alright. Yeah, she's great. She's attractive. I'll give you that. But here's the thing, and it's gonna sound a little weird. You ever wanna have sex with a car? When that fucking monster fucking beast-ass muscle car just roars to life and the blue flames come from it, it's enough to get your pulse just racing. You know, I don't want to say I was like aroused because I was in a public place, but I made a strange grunting sound. And I turned to my wife and said, honey, don't take this the wrong way, but I want to fuck that car.
I got you! I got you!
Let's talk gadgets. Oh man. The grappling hook was awesome. Reminds me of the animated series. That was one of the best grappling hooks, but I think this one kind of edges out as far as my favorite grappling hook. Of course, my other favorite gadget was the surveillance contact lenses, which would really come in handy in case Bruce Wayne ever wants to retire as Batman and start the Bruce Wayne casting couch fund. The music was great too. A lot of the symphonic tracks reminded me of the animated series. Of course, Matt Reeves really loves that fucking Nirvana song. I remember watching the trailer waiting for the part of the song where Kurt Cobain says, "Drippings from my semen," but it never came. It never came. But they used that song 3 times in the movie. And the semen part did eventually come. All 3 times. Another thing I really like about the movie is how a lot of the characters refer to Batman in conversation as Vengeance. They're like, hey, what do you think, Vengeance? Or, hey, throw me a bone here, Vengeance. Or, hey, you breaking my balls here, Vengeance. Like, they've known him for years and they just, like, kind of work together. And they get to the water cooler and they say, hey, you catch the game last night, Vengeance? What you got for lunch there, Vengeance? Can I have some? Hey, you wanna go to grab a pint later, Vengeance? Because Robert Pattinson's British. A lot of people were worried about Robert Pattinson. I wasn't. Did you see The Lighthouse? Did you see The Lighthouse?
Yeah, I saw it.
Lighthouse is fucking good. It's really interesting because they took a look through like subtle things introspectively at Batman. There's this one interesting scene where Batman and Commissioner Gordon toward the end of the movie take down one of Riddler's like goons. Like they kind of just rip off his mask because they all have like the same Zodiac mask that he does. Right. And Jim Gordon rips it off and he's like, "Who are you?" And then he says, "I'm Vengeance." And then like they zoom in on Pattinson's face and he's just like, wait a minute. am I these people? Am I these fucking nut jobs with the rifles and the bombs and shit? It really made you think that it made him think, and thus makes you think about what might be going on in Batman's head, and thus the Riddler's head, and anyone else's head who is experiencing this kind of environmental psychosis that Gotham kind of just brings out in its citizens.
I can take care of myself.
If this continues, it won't be long before you've nothing left.
I don't care what happens to me.
It's only gonna get worse for you.
I don't think it's been explored in Batman movies before, but this was more of a nod to that as opposed to a full dive into it. But that's just what I extracted from that scene. Yeah, and you can extract anything from any number of those scenes because Matt Reeves has paid that much attention to the source material and he's that passionate about it. One of my earliest memories about the hype of this movie is seeing Matt Reeves at the DC Fandome just legitimately nerding out about Batman for like an hour and just having the time of his fucking life. And that was when I decided, I decided I was already going to see the movie, but that solidified it for me. That just made it hit home. I was like, they got a big fucking Batman nerd to direct a Batman movie, so it's going to be awesome and you know it. I like the cut of your jib, Matt Reeves. I was going to give this movie a B+, but since it's a Batman movie, and I do like the cut of your jib, A-.
Bruce Wayne.
Sorry?
Well, that's it for this week's episode of Batman Reviews. Thanks for tuning in. Next week, it's not going to be a Batman, but we've read the tweets, we see the comments, we're finally doing it. The Cannibal Challenge.